What if everything you've been told about aging is wrong? What if the stiffness, fatigue, and declining health that doctors dismiss as normal aging are actually preventable? At 94 years old, I live completely medication-free, maintain my independence, and have the biological markers of someone 30 years younger. 2 years ago, my doctor was stunned during my annual checkup when my test results showed the health profile of a person in their 60s. When he pressed me for my secret, I revealed the 5 simple morning habits I've followed religiously for decades. These aren't complicated medical interventions or expensive treatments. They're straightforward practices that work with your body's natural rhythms, and anyone can start implementing them tomorrow morning. While my friends half my age struggle with daily medications and need assistance with basic tasks, I continue to live fully and independently. The most shocking part, the third habit takes just 4 minutes each morning, yet 92% of seniors completely skip it. This single oversight costs them the most important opportunity to preserve their cognitive function and mental sharpness. The damage isn't immediately visible, which is exactly why so many people neglect it until it's too late. These 5 habits aren't just about feeling better. They're about maintaining your independence, preserving your dignity, and ensuring that your later years are filled with vitality instead of decline. The difference between aging gracefully and struggling through each day often comes down to what you do in the first hour after waking up. Strategic morning hydration, the foundation of cellular health. Every night while you sleep, your body loses approximately 1 liter of water through natural respiration and perspiration. Yet most seniors wake up and immediately reach for coffee, tea, or other beverages that actually worsen their dehydration. This seemingly innocent mistake sets off a cascade of problems that affect everything from joint mobility to brain function. And it's completely preventable with a simple 30-second morning ritual. The connection between morning dehydration and accelerated aging is profound and scientifically documented. Researchers at Johns Hopkins Medicine discovered that even mild dehydration decreases brain function by 27% and increases inflammation markers by 31% in adults over 65. This isn't just about feeling thirsty, it's about your body's fundamental ability to function optimally. When you start your day in a dehydrated state, you're essentially handicapping every system in your body from the moment you wake up. Consider Eleanor, an 82-year-old woman who suffered from daily headaches and dizziness for years. Her doctors prescribed various treatments and medications, but nothing provided lasting relief. The breakthrough came when she discovered that chronic morning dehydration was the root cause of her symptoms. Within weeks of implementing proper morning hydration, her headaches disappeared, her energy improved, and her overall quality of life transformed dramatically. The physiological impact of morning dehydration extends far beyond simple discomfort. When you're dehydrated, the synovial fluid in your joints becomes more viscous and thick, increasing friction and wear with every movement. This directly contributes to the morning stiffness that so many seniors accept as inevitable. Simultaneously, your brain cells require proper hydration to maintain electrical conductivity and efficiently remove the metabolic waste that accumulates during sleep. Without adequate morning hydration, these toxic byproducts remain in brain tissue longer, contributing to the mental fog that clouds many people's mornings and potentially accelerating long-term cognitive decline. The solution is remarkably simple, but the timing and method are crucial for maximum effectiveness. Before going to bed each night, prepare a 16 ounces glass of room temperature water with just a small pinch of natural salt. Place it on your nightstand so it's the first thing you see when you wake up. Drink this entire glass immediately upon waking before coffee, tea, or breakfast. The room temperature is important because your body can absorb it more quickly than cold water, and the tiny amount of salt helps with cellular absorption through a process called osmotic balance. This isn't about drinking more water throughout the day, though that's certainly beneficial. The specific advantage comes from breaking your overnight dehydration immediately before introducing any other substances that might interfere with hydration. For those who find plain water unpalatable first thing in the morning, adding a small squeeze of fresh lemon is acceptable, but avoid any sweeteners or additives that could trigger insulin responses and interfere with your morning metabolic processes. The effects of this habit are both immediate and cumulative. Within days, most people notice reduced joint stiffness and improved mental clarity. Within weeks, the benefits often include better digestion, more stable energy levels, and even improve skin elasticity as the body's hydration status normalizes. I've maintained this habit religiously for nearly 20 years, and it transformed my morning experience when I started it at age 75. Your cells are dehydrated right now. Don't let another morning pass without giving them what they desperately need. Circadian-aligned sunlight exposure, resetting your internal clock. Your body contains an intricate biological clock system that governs everything from hormone production to immune function, and it can be completely disrupted by missing one critical morning window. Stanford University's Center for Sleep Sciences has confirmed that just 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure resets circadian rhythms and boosts serotonin production by 42% in older adults. Yet, a University of Colorado study found that missing this critical morning sunlight window increases depression risk by 69% and disrupts sleep patterns within just days. The science behind this is both fascinating and practical. Early morning sunlight contains specific wavelengths that trigger specialized receptors in your retina called melanopsin receptors. These receptors then send signals to your brain's master clock located in the hypothalamus, which sets dozens of biological processes in motion. This precisely timed light exposure influences hormone production, body temperature regulation, digestive enzyme release, and over 150 other bodily processes that determine how well you feel and function throughout the day. Robert, a 78-year-old man, had been struggling with sleep problems and taking medication for years. His solution seemed simple. He took daily walks for exercise and fresh air. However, he was taking these walks in the afternoon, completely unaware that morning light exposure has fundamentally different biological effects than light received later in the day. When he shifted his walks to the morning hours within 30 minutes of waking, he was able to eliminate his sleep medication entirely. His transformation illustrates how timing can be more important than the activity itself. Without proper morning light exposure, your brain continues producing melatonin longer than it should, creating a damaging cycle of poor sleep, increased inflammation, and accelerated aging. This disruption affects far more than just how well you sleep at night. Your circadian rhythm influences blood pressure regulation, immune system function, and even how efficiently your body metabolizes nutrients from food. Research from Northwestern University has demonstrated that seniors with disrupted circadian rhythms show measurably faster rates of muscle loss and cognitive decline compared to those who maintain stable daily rhythms. The implementation of this habit is straightforward, but requires consistency and proper technique. Step outside within 30 minutes of waking and spend 10 to 15 minutes in natural morning light, even on cloudy days. The key detail that many people miss is to avoid wearing glasses, sunglasses, or contacts during this exposure if possible, as glass and plastic filter out some of the specific light wavelengths needed for circadian reset. Light must enter through your eyes to be effective. Skin exposure alone won't reset your internal clock. If weather absolutely prevents outdoor exposure, sitting near a window provides some benefit, though it's roughly 50% less effective than direct outdoor light. For those living in extremely northern regions with limited winter sunlight, a medical-grade light therapy box designed specifically for circadian regulation can serve as a helpful substitute. Though natural light remains superior when available, the benefits of this habit compound over time, creating increasingly stable sleep-wake cycles that support every aspect of your health. Within a week of consistent morning light exposure, most seniors report falling asleep more easily and waking more refreshed. Within a month, many experience improvements in mood, energy levels, and digestive regularity as their internal clocks stabilize. Your body's internal clock is waiting for tomorrow morning's light signal. Make sure you don't miss this critical window again. The 4-minute cognitive priming routine, protecting your mental sharpness. Every morning, your brain loses approximately 30,000 neural connections unless you take specific action to prevent this loss. This isn't an exaggeration or scare tactic. It's based on solid neurological research into brain plasticity in aging adults. The remarkable discovery is that a simple 4-minute morning routine can not only prevent this loss, but actually reverse it. Yet 92% of seniors completely ignore this opportunity, missing the single most important window for cognitive preservation. Neuroscientists at Harvard Medical School have discovered that cognitive priming exercises performed immediately after waking increase neuroplasticity by 37% and improve executive function throughout the day. The early morning hours represent a unique an irreplaceable opportunity for brain training because your neural networks are in their most adaptable state as you transition from sleep to wakefulness. This enhanced adaptability occurs due to elevated levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, often called miracle grow for brain cells, which peaks shortly after waking and gradually declines throughout the day. Margaret, an 86-year-old woman, demonstrated the power of this principle during her recovery from hip surgery. While her physical therapy was postponed during her recovery period, she maintained her morning cognitive routine. Despite the high-risk period for cognitive decline that often accompanies major surgery and reduced activity in seniors, her mental function remained sharp and even improved during recovery. Her experience shows that cognitive exercises can maintain brain function even during physically challenging periods. The damage of skipping morning brain activation creates a cumulative deficit that accelerates cognitive decline and increases dementia risk by 29%, according to longitudinal studies from the National Institute on Aging. Each morning represents a critical opportunity to engage your brain's plasticity mechanisms, either positively through deliberate activation or negatively through passive activities that fail to stimulate neural growth. The insidious nature of this damage is that it isn't immediately apparent, which is precisely why so many seniors neglect this habit until cognitive changes become noticeable, at which point significant neural connections have already been lost. The solution is the Ford 4 Morning Challenge. Solve one simple math problem, recall one detailed memory, learn 4 new words, and visualize your day, all within 4 minutes total. This precise combination activates multiple brain regions simultaneously, creating what neuroscientists call cross-connectivity that strengthens overall cognitive resilience. The math problem activates your logical reasoning centers. Memory recall strengthens hippocampal networks essential for information storage. Vocabulary learning builds language centers. And visualization engages planning and executive function areas in your prefrontal cortex. The specific 4-minute time frame is based on research showing that brief, intense cognitive engagement is more effective than longer passive activities. To implement this effectively, prepare your materials the night before. This might include a math problem from a book or app, a memory prompt such as recall your 30th birthday in detail, 4 new vocabulary words with definitions, and a simple visualization exercise where you mentally walk through your planned activities for the day. The cognitive protection this habit provides is both immediate and cumulative. Within hours, practitioners experience improved mental clarity and sharper decision-making abilities. Within weeks, regular participants report better word recall and increased confidence in their cognitive abilities. Within months, the habit creates measurable increases in cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to compensate for age-related changes or minor injuries. I've practiced this habit since age 70, and credit it significantly for my continued mental acuity at 94. Your brain's neural connections form or fade with each morning's choices. Make sure you're strengthening them tomorrow. Strategic mobility sequence. Movement that heals instead of harms. Most seniors unknowingly sabotage their independence by following outdated morning exercise advice that actually increases joint damage in people over 70. Traditional stretching routines were designed for younger bodies and can be actively harmful for aging joints and tissues. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows a startling contrast. Performing the wrong morning movements increases inflammation by 31%, while a targeted 7-minute mobility sequence reduces pain and stiffness by 44% within just 2 weeks. This dramatic difference exists because aging connective tissue requires a fundamentally different approach to movement that respects its changed biological properties. After age 70, collagen fibers become less hydrated and more cross-linked, meaning they need gentle, progressive warming rather than the aggressive stretching often recommended in fitness magazines or videos targeted at younger adults. The conventional wisdom of stretch it out can actually create micro-damage in older adults, accelerating the very joint problems you're trying to prevent. Thomas, an 85-year-old man, provides a powerful example of this principle. He had been faithfully following a stretching routine from his 50s, unaware that it was contributing to his mobility decline and his increasing need for a walker. When he replaced his harmful morning routine with the strategic sequence I'll describe, he was able to reverse his dependence on the walker and regain functional independence. His transformation illustrates how the right movements can restore function while the wrong ones accelerate decline. Common morning stretches like toe touches and neck rolls create significant micro damage in older adults. Deep forward bends place excessive pressure on spinal discs that have already lost hydration with age, while rapid neck movements can compromise blood flow through vertebral arteries that are typically narrowed in older adults. Even seemingly gentle movements like sitting twists can create dangerous shearing forces on spinal facet joints if performed immediately upon waking, before tissues have reached their optimal operating temperature. The solution is the inside-out mobility sequence. Gentle shoulder rotations, seated marching, doorway chest expansions, supported squats and ankle circles, all performed before breakfast. This sequence follows a physiologically sound progression that first increases core body temperature and blood flow to major muscle groups before challenging joint ranges of motion. The order is crucial because it respects the way aging bodies need to warm up gradually and systematically. Begin with seated shoulder rotations, keeping your arms relaxed at your sides and making small circles that gradually increase in size for 30 seconds. This activates upper body circulation without stressing the shoulder joints. Progress to seated marching, alternating lifting your knees while seated on a firm chair for 1 minute to engage core stabilizers and increase lower body blood flow. Move to doorway chest expansions by standing in a doorway with your hands at shoulder height on either side, then gently leaning forward for 30 seconds to counteract the forward posture that many seniors develop. Continue with supported squats, holding onto a counter or sturdy chair while bending your knees only as far as comfortable for 1 minute. This activates the largest muscles in your body and stimulates metabolic activity safely. Finish with seated ankle circles, extending one leg and rotating your foot clockwise and counterclockwise for 30 seconds per foot to improve lower extremity circulation and ankle mobility, which is critical for fall prevention. Your joint health is largely determined by how you move in the first 30 minutes after waking. Most seniors notice immediate improvements in morning stiffness within the first few days of implementing this sequence. Within 2 weeks, the cumulative benefits typically include improved posture, reduced pain with daily activities, and increased confidence in movement. After a month of consistent practice, many report significant functional improvements in activities that previously caused discomfort, such as getting in and out of cars or reaching for overhead items. This mobility sequence has been the foundation of my physical independence since my late 80s, allowing me to maintain household activities that many of my peers abandoned long ago. Protein timing nutrition protocol fueling muscle preservation. The breakfast you eat tomorrow morning will either preserve your muscle mass or accelerate its loss by 23%. Regardless of how much protein you consume throughout the rest of the day, this finding from research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition challenges conventional nutrition advice that focuses on total daily amounts rather than strategic timing. The truth is that when you eat protein matters just as much as how much you eat, especially for adults over 70. Nutritional researchers at Tufts University's Human Nutrition Center on Aging have discovered that protein timing, not just amount, determines whether seniors maintain muscle mass or experience rapid sarcopenia. After age 60, your body develops what scientists call anabolic resistance, meaning you need both more protein and more precisely timed protein consumption to stimulate muscle maintenance. Most seniors consume their largest protein portion at dinner, when the body's ability to synthesize muscle is already declining, while eating a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast when protein synthesis potential is at its peak. Barbara, a 91-year-old woman, provides a compelling example of this principle in action. She had been experiencing 2 years of declining strength and increasing frailty despite eating what she considered a healthy diet. Her transformation came when she simply changed when and how she consumed protein. She had been eating a traditional breakfast of toast, fruit, and coffee, a common pattern that provides virtually no support for aging muscles. Within months of implementing proper protein timing, she reversed her strength decline and regained functional capacity she thought was lost forever. The typical senior breakfast creates dangerous blood sugar fluctuations that increase inflammation, accelerate muscle loss, and compromise cognitive function for the entire day. Starting your day with carbohydrate-dominant foods triggers an insulin response that actually inhibits your body's ability to burn fat for the next several hours.
More critically, it fails to provide the essential amino acids needed during the morning hours when your muscle cells are most receptive to growth signals. For seniors, this missed opportunity is particularly costly because the anabolic window, the time when muscles are primed for protein synthesis, narrows with each passing decade. Your body becomes increasingly selective about when it will respond to protein intake, making the morning hours absolutely crucial for muscle preservation. Missing this window doesn't just mean you're not building muscle. It means you're actively losing it at an accelerated rate. The solution is to consume at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of completing your morning mobility sequence, prioritizing eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie with added collagen. This specific amount is based on research showing that seniors need approximately 30 grams of high-quality protein in a single meal to overcome age-related anabolic resistance and stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Spreading smaller amounts throughout the day is significantly less effective than this concentrated morning dose. The timing after your mobility sequence is intentional and scientifically based. Light physical activity increases blood flow to muscles and primes them to utilize protein more efficiently. For practical application, this might mean 2 eggs with cottage cheese, Greek yogurt with added protein powder mixed in, or a smoothie containing whey or plant protein plus collagen, which provides specific amino acids that support joint and skin health. It's crucial to avoid combining this protein with high glycemic carbohydrates like white bread or sweet fruits, which can blunt the muscle-preserving effects. Your body's anabolic window opens fresh each morning. Don't waste tomorrow's opportunity for cellular repair and muscle maintenance. The effects of implementing this protein timing protocol are both immediate and progressive. Within days, many seniors report improved energy levels throughout the morning hours and better appetite regulation. Within weeks, most notice improvements in grip strength and reduced fatigue during daily activities. After 3 months, research indicates measurable preservation or even increases in lean muscle mass compared to steady declines in those maintaining traditional breakfast patterns. I followed this protein timing protocol religiously since my mid-80s and credit it substantially for maintaining functional strength well beyond what most of my peers experience. Your path to exceptional aging. These 5 morning habits aren't complicated health secrets or expensive interventions. They're simple biological alignments that honor your body's natural rhythms and work with, rather than against, the aging process. I've maintained my independence at 94, not through extraordinary means, but through ordinary habits performed consistently. Your body has the same remarkable capacity for resilience at any age when you provide the right inputs at the right times. The morning hours represent your greatest opportunity for biological optimization, setting the trajectory for your entire day and ultimately the quality of your aging experience. Each morning offers a fresh chance to either support your body's natural healing and maintenance processes or to inadvertently work against them. The choice you make tomorrow morning will either contribute to your long-term vitality or to the gradual decline that too many people accept as inevitable. The power of these habits lies not in their complexity, but in their consistency. Small, scientifically based actions performed regularly create profound changes over time. The difference between aging gracefully with independence and struggling through declining years often comes down to these crucial first moments of each day. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make tomorrow morning. Which of these habits will you implement first? Your journey to exceptional aging begins with your